Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing. And today I want to talk about a pretty important topic for income investing. It's about reinvesting distributions. And I feel that no matter what your situation is, you should try to think about always reinvesting a portion of your distributions. And that goes even if you are retired. Now, of course, there are some exceptions, right? If you are in the later stages and you really do want to draw down everything, maybe you don't have as much motivation to reinvest any dividends at all. And that's completely fine. Obviously, if that's the case, you got to make sure that the passive income you're generating is pretty sustainable. And that goes with this very important skill of PII, of fund selection, right? And assigning percentages. That's probably a topic for another video. But this is my personal opinion, guys. I think it's just a good overall idea to reinvest a portion of your distributions, and really as much as you can. And now, if you're in a growth mode or an accumulation mode, or you're still working, you're in the prime of your career, you're not using these distributions at all, obviously you're going to be reinvesting most of it or all of it, I'm assuming, right? That makes complete sense. And then some, like myself, if possible. So I just think that by reinvesting a portion or a higher percentage or all of it, you're just growing your income over time, right? So I think that's just a responsible, conservative thing to do. So I think of my PII portfolio as my baseline UBI paycheck, if you will, even if I'm not retired. So when you get your paycheck or when you're building up your net worth, how much do you take aside to put in your RSP or invest or save, right? You need to do at least 10 to 15% on the baseline, right? So I think that a good baseline is always 10, 15% if you're retired. This is if you're retired and your PII portfolio is your only source of income. I think you should reinvest a minimum of 10 to 15%. That's a bare bone minimum. Just like if you're working and that is your only income coming in, you can't live pay to pay unless you're dead, right? You're finished. You'll never make it. You got to save or invest at least 10 to 15% plus of that paycheck. So I kind of think it's a similar thing here, right? So remember that the PII, these funds, these high yield funds, I kind of consider them kind of like an automated drawdown service. Remember where those distributions come from. They actually come from the net asset value. They come from the capital. They're not eroding. A portion is being given to you in cash. So if you are in retirement, especially, you're living off of these distributions and you're still paycheck to paycheck, I think, which means you're spending all the money. Well, I think that's kind of dangerous. It's the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck. So what if you have an emergency? What if you want to enjoy life to the fullest? You want to go on vacation? You probably won't have much wiggle room. So hopefully that's not your only source of income. But I know a lot of people that have that is their only source of income, right? So it's even more important then to really pick the right funds. And again, I'll talk about fund selection in another video, which is a very important skill to have as a PIIer. But I think no matter what your situation is, a good strategy, or really a conservative and a responsible thing to do, is always reinvest a portion of your dividends. Now, I recently came out with my 5-year plan video, my plan to generate, or for my portfolio to generate $100,000 a month by 2031. So even at that time, I could easily, even at that time, I see myself reinvesting quite a big portion. But I'm going to start maybe not reinvesting 100,000, but maybe I'll start with reinvesting 50,000 or half of it. And then as I get older, because of my situation, I don't have kids or anything like that. This is where, again, it's really situation to situation. Maybe I'll reinvest less and less as I get older. And maybe at one point I just won't reinvest anymore and start splurging, because at that time I really do want to enjoy life and draw down, right? So another strategy that I'm thinking of, and maybe this is a strategy that I'll adopt when I'm in my 50s and 60s, if I even make it there, when I'm really in my golden years, if you will, where I want to draw down and spend as much. You could, I guess, stop reinvesting consistently like every month, and then maybe you could choose to reinvest really the percentage that you choose during a market crash or a market recession or a market correction. Or better yet, you could maybe reinvest when the fear and greed index is at fear or extreme fear, right? That's maybe another good strategy I thought of. And I looked up the data. I used AI to look up the data. And it turns out that since 2011, the stock market, or, with that gauge, spends approximately 41% of the time in fear or extreme fear. 41% in fear and 15% in let me restart that. So 41% overall is fear and extreme fear, and if we break that down, extreme fear only about 15% of the time, and fear only about 26% of the time. So maybe during those times you could start deciding, oh, now's a great opportunity, right? Let me reinvest a portion. And then when there's fear, and then when there's extreme fear, which is only 15% of the time, that's when you could really take advantage of that opportunity, buy more cheap shares, increase your income significantly, and you'll be in a much better position. So I'm just throwing out some ideas and strategies. I always like doing more of a routine, right? Where I just say, okay, I'm going to reinvest. I have 100,000, for example. Let's say I hit my 5-year plan. Let me reinvest 50,000. Then when I hit 50 years old, let's reinvest only 25,000. Then when I hit 60 years old, only 10,000. And then 65, I'll only reinvest when there's fear and extreme fear in the market when I see a crash. So I'm just throwing out some ideas here, but I get this question all the time. How much should I reinvest? The main answer is it really depends. It depends. It depends. It depends on your age, on your situation, on your circumstances. It is your portfolio your only source of income. So hopefully this video gives you some ideas, and I would start thinking of a plan, short, medium, long-term plan, especially if you're a bit older. And again, there's nothing wrong with, if you're in your 60s or 70s, you have quite a big portfolio and you want to draw down, not reinvest anything at all. If you actually chose more conservative funds where you pretty much have almost no chance of a big distribution reduction, and you probably have a better chance at distribution increases like we've seen. I'm talking about things like the Four Horsemen, the Four Defensemen, which I believe have all increased their distributions over time, including HHIS, by the way. So fund selection does become very important, especially if you're living solely off this portfolio. But then again, I'm not saying you can't have things like Big E and Ultra Yield to really juice your yield. If you're maybe in Perry's situation from Perry's PII verse, where he wants to draw down, or my parents' situation where they want to draw down more. But again, I just think that always trying to reinvest a portion, no matter what your situation, is a responsible, conservative thing to do to keep growing your income over time. But hopefully this video gives you some ideas, some planning. I'm very curious. Let me know what your plan is in the comments below. How do you feel about this reinvesting? Do you feel anxiety, nervousness, pressure to reinvest, not reinvest? Again, it really depends on your age. If you're in your growth or accumulation phase, you're probably reinvesting everything, which means your portfolio is essentially a growth or total return portfolio. But maybe you're hitting your 50s, you're about to hit 50, and you got to come up with some plan. How much do I reinvest? How much do I spend? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really looking forward to seeing your strategy and your ideas. Do you think I'm wrong in this? Let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As usual, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Do you want more of these kind of psychology videos? Let me know, and see you next time. A couple of reminders before you leave. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. If you like and enjoy the content, did you know we have a YouTube Inner Circle membership program? Hit the little join button where the subscribe normally is, and you'll get this window with the information. But essentially, you get access to all kinds of exclusive content and perks, including a monthly unveil of my parents' and grandparents' portfolios, early access to my portfolio unveils, answers to your questions during AMA, members only Ask Me Anythings, the ability to submit questions to fund managers, etc., etc., etc. So hit the join button to find out what it's all about. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget that I get questions all the time, emails and texts, all kinds of personal questions. This is why I created the one-on-one coaching session. So you could book me for an hour where you could ask me whatever you want. Just go on our website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca, to find out the information here. If you click on this link here for a quick guide, you'll find out what it's all about, and also how to get $75 off as a PII Inner Circle Plus member, the second level membership. Don't forget to follow us on Blossom, download Blossom, follow my portfolio live. It's an social investing app. You could follow our portfolio live. And also, if you go to the tools and resources tab right here on my website, you could download my portfolio Excel file for free, and we have a bunch of discount links and discount codes for some portfolio tracking tools, total return screeners, and also Canadian brokers as well. So if you're interested, and there's also a bunch of other free useful links as well. So again, all this is on our website. Last but not least, we have two digital products that both come with free lifetime updates. You have the Ultimate DIY Investing Package, and you have the Ultimate Covered Call ETF Guide. If you're interested in them, I highly recommend you click on View Details and watch this video, which will describe both packages so you can see exactly what you're purchasing before you purchase it. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care.